Hey everybody, welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we discuss stocks and determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Sorry, I'm running just a little bit late here. I'm trying to upload a video. Man, so much stuff is going on, and I'm trying to commit to just creating more just pure videos, and I think it's important to do that. So if you see me looking at my other screen, that is what I'm doing. I'm taking a look at some of these other, just trying to get this video uploaded, letting it finish. It's super important stuff. We're going to talk about it in this live stream, but I think it's important to share this video, and you'll see what it is whenever it comes out. How's it going, Lance? How's it going, Eric? Man, it's been a wild day. It has been a wild day. But I'm excited to be streaming. I'm excited to hop on. We've been going strong all week, guys. This is great. I'm feeling good about everything. I'm so happy. So very, very happy. Close this countdown timer. Sorry I put you guys in the countdown timer. I was, just gotta do what I gotta do sometimes. Boy, oh boy. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's see what's going on around here. This is still got me messed up over here. This chart set up like this, just insane. What's going on? Absolutely insane. Man. Traded sideways. Wait, where are we? Let's look at the 1 day. A lot of movement today. But it looks like we are consolidating a little bit. Just a little, a lot of movement, but just kind of trading sideways. And you know what? I'll take sideways for a little bit. Let's get this party started. I love it, Jim. I love it. But yeah, so let me check that video really quick, make sure everything's going smoothly. Still processing, no problem at all, no problem at all. Let's take a look at what that video is going to be about. Guys, I don't know what to say anymore. I do not know what to say anymore. It's crazy. All right, let's just get into it. Let's just start talking about it. So this was posted in the AMC stock subreddit. Granted, a smaller subreddit, but still important. In this subreddit, guys, look, this guy posted this. They said extremely important. Everyone, I've been made aware of some really shady stuff going on, and as usual, it's our duty to try and protect the apes. That's right, Tom. Just holding, just waiting. Stimulus is on the way. DTCC rule hopefully will be enacted soon, and running strong. We also have to look forward to the quadruple witching, which I made a video about. Be sure to check that out. I'm pretty happy with the way that one turned out. Let's continue with this article here on Wall Street Bets. Now, granted, I know it's on Wall Street Bets, or I guess it's on Reddit, but I'm weary about pulling this content. But I feel like this is some good content, and well, this one's from the mods, so this is exactly what it is. So as of 10 minutes ago, I pulled our live chat down on the subreddit. It's being spammed with all sorts of content that is in serious violation of Reddit's rules, such as extreme racism, LGBTQ hate, gore mentions, etc. I'm hearing whispers from other subs and content creators that there's malicious actions being taken against both AMC and GME ape community, and it looks to be coordinated. We were hit at the same time as other subreddits started reporting it. Guys, this is just, unbelievable. Unbelievable. R. Kelly, my friend, I don't know, bro. I don't think it's the right spot for you, my dude. We're gonna have to get out of here with that one. Sorry about that. Just a little too strong, a little too fast. So we're gonna pause that one. So this is what's going on. To recap, at the same time, guys, it looks like a coordinated attack, is what he's saying. A coordinated attack. Insane. So we saw a tweet. If you saw a tweet today about Trey's trades, Trey has been tweeting he tweeted a few times today saying, I think there was something on he found a separate Reddit account that wasn't his that needed to be flagged. There was also another account for what was that account called? And what was I saying? So there was an account, I think it was it could have been Webull or StockTwits, that he said, this is not me. It was basically saying AMC's a dead cat, and like basically to sell it. And he found there's an account. Another account on Twitter. The account on Twitter has 27, it was on Webull. And the account on Twitter also has 27,000 followers. And I haven't read what that person is posting, but it could be sketchy. I mean, it could be malicious content. Maybe it's someone who really loves Trey and they're supporting him and they're trying to trying to help him, but it doesn't look good. All right, some weird things going on, just not good at all. Not good at all. Not cool. Let's take a look at this one. This is a crazy DD I found. Look at this DD. This DD right here is essentially, so synopsis from 311, what we need to know. Okay, so this is just some person, again, just take it for what it is. They're some Reddit person posting this DD, pretty comprehensive, though, in my opinion, and cited a lot of sources. So, Tom, that's a great point. Tom says synthetic shares don't work. The big horse and it's a big horse and pony show, but it doesn't work. Shorts are going to run for the hills and run for your life. So yes, these guys, and we're we're going to get into these Fintel numbers in a second. Those Fintel we'll get into that in a second. Okay, that's actually a good point that you bring up. Let's take a look at what this person is saying. So this is from yesterday, and we saw the big gap yesterday. Let's go back. Where was it? This one right here, this insane gap. Let me do something. Oops. 1 second. I'm sorry. I clicked the button, and that was not good. Okay. We saw this insane gap right here, okay? And we remember this from yesterday. So saying this is not individual retailers selling off. This is a flash crash. So let's look at what a flash crash is. What is this one? Okay, a flash crash refers to rapid price declines in a market or stock's price due to withdrawal of orders. Okay, high frequency trading firms are said to be largely responsible for this crash in recent times. We've heard about this. We've heard about this. These are the high frequency trades, trading the stocks back and forth to artificially lower the price. And we've talked about this, okay? So this is the flash crash. So, okay, sure, that makes a lot of sense. And again, we talked, this movement is not natural. This is not something that typically happens at all, okay? And I said if this went up and if it ran up big and it fell big, okay, totally understandable, no problem at all. I wouldn't even bat an eye. But this is a big deal. This, and in my video I mentioned, guys, this is important whenever you have those stop losses, whenever it triggers. It triggers and then it just sky falls. So anybody with a stop loss between, let's just say 300 and 200, they got out of their shares, whether they wanted to or not. It's been theorized. So actually, a very, very good theory that I heard on that I think I read on Wall Street Bets, I think it was Wall Street Bets, was, remember, Robinhood, over 50% of their business is selling the information to firms like Citadel. And I don't know what's included in the information, but let's say included in the information is where the GameStop sell limits are, their stop losses are. So if Citadel sees, or whoever sees it, they sell it to whoever, I don't know how it all works, but if someone sees that and they say, okay, you know what, if we can get this stock to $250, then we're going to trigger all these stop losses, it's going to free fall itself. That's very possible for something like that to, happen. If they drop it that far and it triggers your stop losses, then you're out. So imagine this. Imagine you trigger your stop loss. Let's say it triggered at 225. Let's say the stop loss triggers at 225, right? And then it just drops, okay? So it hit 225. You sold out. Now it's like, okay, well, dang. So unless you were super lucky and you bought in all the way down here at 200, and again, this all happened so fast within the course of 30 minutes. So if you would have seen that, cool. Then maybe you could have bought in at 200. Maybe it would have worked in your favor. But if you sold at 225 and now it's trading at 260, you just missed out on all those gains. Those are a lot of gains. That's like $40 in gains. Nuts. Just so nuts. Or I guess, yeah, $40, sure. Crazy, guys. It's a big deal. And so we have to be super wary with our stop losses here, okay? And this is, again, so this is sketchy. Now let's look at the AMC chart. Let's see what happened here. So this was, let's go to yesterday's. Let's go to the 1 day, and we'll just go backwards to yesterday. So here was the stock all day. So let's say we're trading here. So 1081, high of 1247, trading sideways, no big deal. Nothing crazy, nothing scary, nothing like that. So you're telling me that this stock is going to go, and then at, a little, not really a big run up, but not even the high for the day, just trading sideways. You're telling me at basically this peak that of resistance that they've been fighting, they're going to go ahead and everyone, like however many people, millions of people. You're telling me millions of people are just going to say, you know what, I hit 1218, I'm done with AMC, I'm out. No, you're freaking crazy. That's not going to happen. So that's what this sentiment is telling me. GameStop, and my point in this is I could see a little bit of a run up, and then they decide, okay, well, I'm gonna get out. Sure, they were on a run up, and I could see, okay, or they're about to do 350. Maybe they all sold out. But AMC really triggers the opposite of that. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Well, let's look at the chat for a second before I'm getting too worked up. Let's see what's going on. You guys are doing good. Well, David has a great question. Will the SEC investigate it? I don't know. I don't know the way the SEC works in relation with these hedge funds. We know that it. Oh my gosh! I've been talking with my mic. Have I been super quiet? I've been talking with my mic all the way over here. Oh my gosh! This is my first time. Sorry about that, guys. Well, you guys weren't complaining, so maybe I'm really loud. All right. Well, we're just gonna continue. Keep on keeping on. So, well, the SEC investigated. Hard to say. It is really, really, really hard to say. You would hope they would. One of my feelings is the DTCC rule is to help the SEC and kind of give them a little support or whatever, hopefully, but I don't know if they'll actually investigate it. It's super sketchy, and it's super. I don't know, guys. It's a hard question to answer. I hope they investigate it. That'll be huge, but. Tom says with enough complaints, the SEC will dive. So hopefully they'll look into it. Especially with all this evidence, I think this kind of evidence that we're going to get into is pretty huge, and I think it's going to force, even if it's the media who forces the SEC to look into this, that'll be huge. That'll be huge. Oh man, Jose watching from the gym, I love it, bro. I love it so much. Cardio sucks, man, but you know what? We'll help you get through it, my friend. Oh my gosh. Okay, perfect. Let's continue to get into this. Okay. I calmed down for a second. So this talks about the trading halts. This was insane. There were. He said the number in here. They said the number. There were several halts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Were these 7 halts or something? Too many halts. Oh no. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 halts in the course of like 30 minutes, which is just insane. But here's where it gets very interesting. This is my part that I am very interested in. So let's just take a look at GameStop. So GameStop right here, It says GameStop drops by 40% in 25 minutes. This article, and we saw that was what happened. Now this article was published at 12:41. Now this person in this art in the on this thread, they say article was posted within 2 minutes. Now, granted, let's take a look. So the article was posted at 12:41 yesterday. So let's take a look at what was happening at 12:41. So let's get the 5-minute candles out. And let's go to yesterday. Oh boy, where am I? Okay, I gotta go this way. So looking at 12:41, 12:41 was around here. So, okay, not 2 minutes after, because these are 5-minute candles, and it kind of started here. But realistically, you wouldn't have started writing an article here. Here, I mean, this one. And neither of these two. You wouldn't have started writing an article. You might have started here, maybe, if you really wanted to get ahead of the story. But I don't know. So even then, this is 12:30. That article was published 11 minutes later. So you're telling me that in 11 minutes, that article was, they saw what was happening. The article was written. The article was edited, approved, published to the website, and everything in 11 minutes. No way. No freaking way, guys. Are you kidding me with that? Absolutely not. Look, and I pulled up the article just to make sure everything was legit. Granted, this article was updated. Look at the time it was updated. 4:20 p.m. Guys, if this isn't them laughing in our faces or something, I don't know what is. That's way too weird. As a news center or whatever, CNBC, I wouldn't even have posted it at this time. I would have waited until 4:30, 4 o'clock. I would not have updated it at that time. But anyways, so, and it's a regular article. Like, I don't know what was edited at 4:20, but something was edited. So you're telling me that all that happened in 11 minutes? No, I don't believe it, guys. I don't believe it for 1 second. So that one was, but okay, fine. Let's give it to them. Sure, 11 minutes. Guys, this one is from Market Watch, and it talked about the plummet at 11:55, okay? Man, these guys were even more on top of it. Let's see what was happening at 11:55 a.m. At 11:55 a.m., that was right here. This is 11:55 a.m. It was still going in an upward trend. It was still going up. What? Guys, you can't make it up. I mean, it was still going in an upward trend. So you wouldn't get this first red candle until, so we were at 11:55. The red candle was at 12:20. 12:20. So what people are saying is these guys are, and we've all seen it, they're working with the hedge funds, and they're putting out these hit pieces trying to trick us, and that is what unfortunately for them, that's exactly what it looks like. It is some sketchy stuff. It is absolutely so sketchy. One second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just finishing up this video so I can get this published, okay? Because, and I'll tell you why. We need to share, and it's not for me. I know it seems so self-serving, like, hey, we need to share my video. Guys, we need to share this video, and I'll tell you why. And this video is essentially what I'm going over now. So you guys really don't have to worry about watching the video unless you're trying to give me a like or a something like that, or a review. But realistically, I'm going to put this in the chat because can I post this? How do I? And I'm going to pin it because this is important. And it's really important just to me that people see this and they understand what is going on, because this is not okay. This is and I want people. When I say people, I want like news people and the government, like Congress. They need to see this stuff because this is not cool. So let's go back to this. So 11:55 again, right here when it was still trending upward, that was published. So I was like, hang on a second. If you know anything about development, you know that you can edit this stuff. Watch how easily I can edit this. See how this says flash crash? Watch. Look how easily I can edit this. What is being cool? Look, edited. Okay? That's how easy this stuff is to edit. Now, and the only reason I say that is because on desktop you can edit it easily. On mobile, granted this is on Android, I have an iPhone. I'm not sure if this is what is happening. Like, I don't know if they edited it the way I did. So I decided, you know what? Again, I'm gonna look this up. This is a Reddit article. I like it. I feel like it's legit, but I need to just double check this stuff. I can't just start posting this. So I looked up the article. The title of the article is right here, the verbatim. So GameStop stock was reaching new heights. And so 2 articles popped up on Market Watch, both ranking for the exact same title. So I thought that was, first of all, I thought that was suspicious. Take a look here. This one says the meme stock, this one says the meme stock roller coaster. Or it starts with that. This one starts with GameStop stock was reaching new heights. I'm going to close these so I can just show you guys how it looks. So if we open the meme stock roller coaster, it brings us here. Okay, meme stock roller coaster, that makes sense. Let's open the one that was posted right here. The GameStop stock was reaching new heights. If I open this, it brings me to the same article. It brings me to the same article. Guys, this is like I feel like I'm some crazy conspiracy theorist, and I'm like trying to discover the Illuminati or something. I don't know. But you can't make this up. This is right here in Google. This article ranked for Google because it was the verbatim, okay? And it redirects. Let me ask you this. If you guys had the article, you were the first to have the article out, and your news one, they always want to be the first, right? If you're the first one to be out here, why would you not only take down your article, but rewrite it? Look, it still has the same title. And they basically republished it at 12:43. Weird. If there was one article and it just published at 12:43, I would have said, okay, I don't know, this might have been manipulated or something. But guys, with the same title like this, that's weird. That is some weird stuff. That's a great question, Ray. I am so happy that you asked that. I highly doubt that it did, but that was such a smart question. So this is a tool. If you know anything about development, Ray, I don't know if you do Wayback Machine or something, but that's actually a great question. I'm not sure how to check the cache data, but this is actually a really cool site. I really like using this. It's called the Wayback Machine. And here you can see historical data from a site. And so we're looking at March 10th. Let's see this first one. Ooh, I think this might have been too early. This might have been too late. Let's take a look. The anticipation. While this loads, let me see what's going on here in the chat. Man, I love it. I appreciate everybody's support. We're getting to the bottom of some weird stuff. I appreciate everybody being here and looking at this stuff with me. Hopefully this article loads. Oh, okay, this one's not showing. So this one's showing here, but it has the time here, the timestamp. So, this is at night. This is at night. Yeah, they're both at night. They're gonna say the same thing. I should have checked the times before I started opening them, but yeah. So they're not gonna show. That was a really good idea, though. I appreciate that idea. For anyone who doesn't know about the Wayback Machine, this is so cool. It basically archives all these websites, and it's actually pretty great. I actually have done some things where I pulled up the Fintel information, and that Fintel information, you can see the historical data because Fintel only goes back so far. Even though I pay for an account, it's not cheap. It's like, but it's more than Netflix. You know what I mean? So I wish it would give me access to everything. Maybe I don't know how to use it though. Anyways, guys, so back to what I was getting at. This is a big deal, guys. This is weird stuff, man. So weird. And so that's that. They go on to talk about all these other things, you know, and how CNBC just kind of covers everything. You know, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I understand CNBC, they're there to report the news as fast as possible. It's clickbait, it's this and that. So honestly, I can't really fault them because I know some of that comes from up above. But whenever these other people are posting these articles before anything has happened, I don't know. That's not right. That's not cool. Oh yeah, see, yeah, right. I got you. Weird stuff, guys. You know, and you know, a silver lining. This is a beautiful cup and handle going on, and cup and handles can be great. That means you're going to the moon. That's exactly what that means. That is exactly what that means. Just taking a look at my my stuff, make sure everything's looking good, guys. All right. Yep, video's uploaded. Okay, great. I did put the link in the description. If you guys want to share it, hey, if you guys want to share that on I don't know who can post on Wall Street Bets. Have you guys ever tried to post on Wall Street Bets? It is actually impossible to post anything. I posted one time. I spent like an hour on DD. Good DD. It was unbiased, true, like just DD, and they didn't even accept it. They were just like insta ban, and I was like, man, I don't know why these guys won't let me post anything, but it's impossible to post there. So if anybody can get it, like there's AMC stock, Wall Street Bets Elite, GME. So we need to get people to understand what is going on, so that they're prepared. I think they're it's so sad how we're being desensitized to what these hedge funds are like doing with the possible manipulation, and every day in my mind it's like more confirmed manipulation, but it's some weird stuff. It's not right. It is not right. So that's basically everything I wanted to go over with this manipulation. Like I said, I do have that video out, and it just goes through. Let me look at the chat, and then let's take a look at some Fintel information. I'm gonna get into Fintel. Make sure I'm all caught up. I appreciate everybody being here. Welcome to Is It a Buy? We'd like to talk about stocks here. We're talking about some of this crazy manipulation or possible manipulation, whatever you want to say, for AMC and GameStop, you know, and a lot of these other stocks were affected. So welcome. If you guys wouldn't mind liking the video, that helps me out so much. I'm trying to get visibility. I need people to understand what's going on, and this people knowing what's going on is going to benefit everyone, because they're going to know that they need to have diamond hands. They need to know. Excuse me. They're going to know that they need to hold, and it's a big deal. Ray, we're gonna get into those key dates in just a second. Let's take a look at Fintel really quick, and let's see what's going on. Blake, you're right, man. He says on top of the naked shorts, they have hundreds of thousands, maybe more naked calls. You know, and that's a very, very real possibility. When we look at Fintel, I'm actually going to get into that. You had one more. I think you said one more. Blake also yes, you can backdoor shorts by shorting ETFs. Oh, I didn't know that. He says also you can backdoor short by shorting the ETFs these stocks are in. Correct? Yeah. So. Right, that's right, Blake. So what they can do is, if they want to short GameStop, they don't have to short GameStop. They can short an ETF where GameStop is the highest, you know, with the largest position. And some people are making GameStop the largest position. Now, if I was I don't know, if I was one of these old traditional investors, you know, close to retirement or something, and I learned that my ETF was putting all their money in GameStop, I might be a little bit worried, but. Just because usually whenever you're older, you want very, very safe stocks or ETFs or whatever you're using, like, you know, the S&P 500, just something extremely safe, low volatility and high, just decent returns, nothing crazy, nothing like Wall Street Bets gains. But that's that. Let's take a look at Fintel. Let me get it pulled up. Okay. So we'll look at Fintel, we'll look at AMC, short interest. Oops. AMC, short interest. Let's look at these numbers. Now, we kind of do ourselves a disservice because everyone uses Fintel. Now, Fintel is supposed to be a big deal. It's a heavily respected. From my understanding, a lot of people take Fintel in the trading world. They take Fintel very seriously. It's a big deal, and so that's something to keep in mind. But I do also like to look at iBorrowDesk for information, and I like looking at these two because, well, while they're usually kind of similar, but who knows? But they're not always exactly the same, and I appreciate that. Although right now they do kind of look exactly the same. Short volume ratio, 31%. So short shares availability. Now, this is what people were talking about with that when it comes to the naked shorting. And I guess the question is it possible that the short shares, these are naked short shares, aka like counterfeit short shares that are being created by, I guess it would be market makers, to artificially kind of like inflate these numbers. So are these real short shares that are available, or not? Because think about it, if they were covering their positions, another thing. But before I go there, look, short borrow fee has really plummeted, and in my head, what I'm thinking is, guys, if they would have covered these millions and millions and millions of shares and failures to delivers that they've already that are outstanding, don't you think we would have seen a huge spike, like, at all? And I'm just talking about AMC right here. GameStop has had a nice little run, and that looks great. We'll look at GameStop in Fintel in just a second. But don't you think we would have had a large run with millions and millions and millions of orders being flooded into the market? Like, I really do. That's why this number, and remember, you can fudge the numbers on Fintel. It is a small fee of $120,000, which is nothing to these hedge funds, a very small fee, and they can essentially report whatever they want. There are rules, but apparently they don't have to follow the rules, or they have to pay a small fine. It's not like they're being charged a percentage of their profits for the year, a percentage of their total worth. It's nothing like that, which is something that's been debated within other things, other companies. But so take these numbers. I'm becoming more weary, and again, I'm not totally insane. I know this kind of justifies my own personal biases of what these numbers should be, and it's just, there's just something not right about it. iBorrowDesk is showing similar numbers. 4.2 million, 3.7%, 4.6 million. Then again, let's see when the iBorrowDesk was updated. 1645. This one being at, so 1645 is around here. So that being on par with what was happening around that time as well. So some weird stuff. Let's take a look at well, let me answer some of your questions, and then we're gonna take a look at GameStop, because I'm curious what we'll take a look at what GameStop is doing, and I'll show you why I wanted to look at that. So let's see, on AMC, where can we see how many shares are supposed to be and how many shares are phantom? I think you can see how many shares are in the total flow. Total AMC shares, finance. Is it total? I'm blanking on the exact term that I need to look up right here. There's shares short, total. Where's the total shares? Shares outstanding. Okay, I'm not really sure exactly which number to pull right now, but that's a good question. Essentially what's happening is there are, where was it? I found it earlier, but there are a bunch of extra shares available that should be available for AMC. And this is what we've been seeing. This is why we know they haven't covered their positions. They're still trading more shares. There's still more shares trading than are what is actually available to trade. So, for example, if there's 30 million shares, there's like 60 million shares that are being traded, which doesn't make any sense. And it's not right. And this is why people are so excited about the count. Whenever they're counting them, granted, I don't know how they count these shares. Do they go to each each market maker, or is there a master list, or is it all connected some way? I don't know. But if there's any kind of connection, if there's any way they can connect it, then that'll be great. And they can really start counting those shares, and they can truly get to the bottom of what is going on. And that is going to force the shorts to cover. Okay. And if that doesn't force them to cover, hopefully the triple witching will. And if that doesn't, then we have that DTCC rule, which will at least force them to purchase those shares, to purchase the shares. So there's a few different things. Hey, Christian, welcome to the channel, my friend. He says, or let me make sure I got Kevin good. Yep, Kevin good. Okay. Let me see this. Oh, actually, no. Let me see, Kevin. How many supposed to be Phantom? When are they? Oh, yeah, I just went over that. Okay, so Christian says, people are saying tomorrow is a big day. Why is that? I'm not sure why people are saying tomorrow is the big day. There are some good things happening with, or if anyone has a reason why tomorrow's the big day, I don't know. Friday's usually pretty great because we look at the call options expiring in the money. Tomorrow, 10 million, and we can look at these call options here. If we look at AMC call options, I think, yeah, these guys should have them. You know which ones I liked? Oh, okay, March 12th. And we can see the calls in the money, $10 strike price, the volume. I like the other one from, I think it was barchart.com. Just a little easier on the eyes for me. So let's look at AMC calls. We'll show all and 312. So this is great. So we can see the total number of shares traded for the day, total number of open contract. Okay, so we're looking at the open int. I wonder what int stands for. And we're looking at the $10 strike price. So take a look here. If all of these expire in the money, remember, it's this number times 100. So 6 times 100, 600. And that's 600 shares. So one contract is 100 shares. And there are 6 contracts here, so 600 shares. So that's great. 8. Okay, so notice how these numbers get bigger as we get closer, as we get further down, and with a higher strike price. So currently, AMC is at 1028, which is excellent. I am worried that they're going to try to drive the price down to under $10, and we're going to have another battle, and that's going to be rough. But if we can get it to close above $10, just in that $10 bracket alone, so that would be, just to show you exactly how I do it, it's 26. Let's just do 26,000 times 100 is 2.6 million shares that need to be purchased. Now imagine doing this and adding 17,000, 4,000, and adding all these numbers, times 100, and then adding them all up. That is what we would be looking at. I mean, just a lot of shares, like, millions of shares, millions and millions of shares. So that could be absolutely huge. Now, let's say we close in the right here. This would be great. My dream close, I suppose, here for I guess the most optimum would be $12. That'd be excellent because next, kind of has a little bit of diminished returns. Granted, it does have a little bit of diminished returns here. $10 is beautiful. 12 is a little bit greedy for me, but you know what? I want it. And that would be great. So that could be what people are talking about. I don't know. I think there's also talking about, they're going to be starting to count the shares. That could be another thing that is big. So could be anything like that. Let's see what other question we have. Jonathan, when do we moon? My friend, that is the question of the year. No one knows when we're going to moon. Anyone who says we're going to moon is mistaken. Oh, I hate it when my monitor does this. Oh, boy. Guys, my monitor, I don't know why it does this stuff. Hang on a second. We got technical difficulties. Oh, my gosh. Okay, just bear with me 1 second. I have to, move everything because everything just kind of... So here's what happens. My monitor... let me bring this up here. My monitor just randomly shuts off. And it's like, why does this happen? I have no clue why this always happens. And it is rough. So let me just reorganize everything without invading anybody's privacy. Sorry about that. Okay, I think we're good. Show. Okay. Man, what a mess. Where were we? Okay. So, I forgot what question we were asking. Okay, when do we moon? No one knows when we moon. Everyone has their dates, their things that they love. I do love what's happening between now and March 19th. I do love it. However, in my head, if you've been here for a while, you know what I'm going to say. I'm playing this as a long game. This is a long game for me. And that is going to help me just hold. If tomorrow AMC goes up to 100, I'm going to continue to hold. If it goes to, throughout the week, I'm going to continue to hold. This quadruple witching, if you watch my video on quadruple witching, it's a big deal. There's a lot of things happening. There's all of these contracts. Let's look it up. The whole week of next week is expected. There's expected to be a lot of volatility. So my whole video, I went through all of this stuff without boring you guys. Essentially what's happening is the quadruple witching refers to a date on which derivatives of stock index futures, index options, stock options, and single stock futures expire simultaneously. Okay, quadruple witching days witness heavy trading volume in part due to offsetting existing futures and options contracts that are profitable. So essentially what's going to happen is all of these that are in the money are going to have to be purchased. Okay, options, index futures, and just regular single stock futures. So they talk about this happens. So much of the action surrounding these futures on quadruple witching days are focused on offsetting, closing, and rolling out positions. A futures contract contains an agreement between the buyer and the seller in which the underlying security is to be delivered to the buyer at the contract price at expiration. So the reason I like this so much is because it's not saying like they have X amount of days to cover. At expiration is whenever this needs to be covered. Expiration being end of trading day, so 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock Eastern. I'm Central, so it's 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. These need to be settled, paid, and that's why I like that. So they talk about pros and quads, and pros and cons, and essentially, it says there's a lot of volatility, but it's not guaranteed that prices are going to go up. That's essentially what it says. So I like this one. According to the Reuters report, trading volume on March 15th, 2019, on U.S. stock exchanges was 10.8 billion shares compared to the average of 7.5 billion. Guys, that's a that's a lot. 3.3 billion more trading volume is a whole lot of trading volume. Okay, it's insane. For the week leading into the quadruple witching Friday, meaning all of next week. Okay, in this week, here's what happened. The S&P 500 was up 2.9%, the NASDAQ was up 3.8%, and the Dow was up 1.6%. Okay. Now, I know these are like, well, these are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up. Okay, yes, but these are much larger and since they're so large, it's just a lot less volatility in them. But they all did go up. Okay. Now, and so those are important things. Now, it's not guaranteed that it'll go up, but the increased. Okay, I did like this one. Increased trading activity and volume. This is one of the pros. Increased trading activity and volume on witching days, which can lead to gains in the market. And with all of these contracts expire, so we didn't even go over the new contracts. Okay, we only went over the March 12th. These are rookie numbers. All right, this Friday is going to be great. Hopefully, everything expires in the money. But let's take a look at the real numbers. March 19th. The quadruple witching. So remember, this stuff, I mean, guys, we're looking over here, the open int, and look at these numbers. at the $10 strike price, 50,000. And the last one, I think it was 6,000 or something. 18,000. I don't know. These numbers are basically double of what the last one was. Okay, you can't even. It's not even close. These numbers are so huge, and they need to be paid. They need to be paid, and that's why people are so excited about the quadruple witching. This is what's so exciting about it. Okay, it's a big deal. Let's see what else you guys got going on. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Welcome if you're new. Glad to have you. Please consider liking if you like the content. I'm trying to spread the word about what's going on, this manipulation, the importance of quadruple witching, and all the good stuff. Consider subscribing. I love creating new content on this stuff. I'm trying to come out with like the most up-to-date content as soon as possible. I'm trying to, just make a name for myself. So Kevin, that's a great question. Well, hold on. Actually, let me go up. I'm kind of jumping around here. What about the recount? So Kevin, from my understanding, the recount on AMC either starts today or tomorrow, and this is to start counting the shares in time for their May 4th meeting. Something along the lines of that. I haven't really done too much research on that specific part. If anyone has a better answer or can correct me, I'd appreciate it. But that, from my understanding, that's kind of what it is. Some folks on Trade's live stream said the increase in short shares availability could be an increase in lenders. That's a good point. Yeah. So I think I caught some of that. And so, right. So it could be more people just lending the shares. There could be a bunch of different things with these short shares. Hard to speculate, but there are a lot of different things that it could be. So, when does the DTCC rule kick in? So from my understanding, it's not quite kicked in yet. I think someone was explaining to me that it takes, if no one objects to it, it takes 30 days to kick in. But if someone does object to it, then they can appeal and kind of make it longer. But if anyone has a more definitive answer on that one, some of the streamers, here's the thing. There's so much information coming in that it's hard to fact check everything and all of that. So that's kind of my understanding of it. Again, if anyone can correct me, I welcome it. I'm sure most of the other people would welcome it as well. I try to just let that be known. I think it kind of hurts my credibility a little bit whenever I say stuff like that, but I just don't want to be feeding any kind of misinformation to you guys. And so that's just my 2 cents. Now, as far as the triple witching goes, that one is it is what it is. That one's not a rule. That one just I guess it just coincidentally falls on those dates or whatever it is, or it just kind of set in stone. That one's been happening for a while. So March 19th is for sure the quadruple witching. Now the question is, are we going to moon on quadruple witching or not? Hard to say. It's just hard to say. Jessica, yeah. I mean, if you have like something good, you can also tweet it at me. Could you tweet it at me, Jessica? Or something? Because I could probably put it on my Twitter now. I don't know how it works, but I have to take a look. Let's take a look at what else is going on. Who is he? Okay, probably because Hey It's Pixel was live streaming and with Andrew Mo Money and said, since the SSR has been triggered for today and yesterday, the long whales, the good hedgies, wanted to make sure that they can't drive down. Oh, okay, interesting. So, I mean, a lot of anticipation for tomorrow. Fridays are usually pretty anticipated for I guess a few different reasons, but I guess we'll have to see. Jessica said, or I think you said something else. Jessica said, oh my gosh, I'm getting lost in here. we have a lot of people on our side. I mean, I'll say that. Remember, this institutional ownership, I think there's like BlackRock and I forgot the other names, but there's a lot of institutional ownership. I wonder if it's up here somewhere, that are a lot of people, kind of on the side of Wall Street bets, Granted, don't really think, I don't want anyone to be too excited thinking, oh my gosh, they care about us. You have to keep in mind, they do have an interest in this company, and if they succeed or not, they really do. And they want to make money, and they want to make sure. But so I don't want to take anything away from them. I really do appreciate any kind of support that we can get. But I do want it to be known that it's possible that they do also have an interest in what's going on. So, but again, I do appreciate all of the institutional ownership in AMC. I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure it's great. Jonathan, I'm loading the boat on AMC. Yes, I mean, for those of you who are new here, I've loaded the boat on AMC. I'm loaded up. I have so many shares. I have so many shares. And I have a lot of, I just have all my money in there. I have call options and shares and stuff. And I'm fully loaded. I can't. I can't. If it dipped, let's put it this way. If it dipped to $5, I couldn't put in. I don't have any more money to put in. I would have to start selling stuff around the house. So. And I would try. I'll sell my truck. It's a good investment. It's a good investment, in my opinion. Don't do what I say. This is not financial advice. This is just me, being a little silly. Yeah, Jonathan, if you don't know much about the quadruple witching, watch my video. I tried really hard to explain it extremely clearly. I watched a few videos just to make sure I was explaining the right stuff, and I hate to say it, but unfortunately those videos weren't too helpful. And that's why, I try to be extremely clear and give normal, understandable examples in my videos, because some of these guys are just literally, here's the deal. I know I read basically what's going on here, but I like to give examples and be a little more comprehensive, where a lot of people, they literally just read it. And these guys, I mean, I'm not going to call anybody out, but they have 100 times more subs than I do. And it's I don't know. I don't. Some of it I don't get, but that's all right. We're having a good time. I just love, I'm glad that you learn something, because that's super important to be informed of what's going on. You don't have to be a crazy day trader, but it's so important for you. It's almost like interacting with the police. Unfortunately, some interactions aren't the best, and it's just so important for you to know your rights. And it's not because they're all going to take advantage of you. It's just, it's important to know what you can and should do, and just to be prepared. But I don't want to get into all that. Let's see. We should call TD Ameritrade tomorrow on live. Jessica, what are you trying to call TD Ameritrade for? Well, I would love to know what you want to say to those guys. I did call what kind of investor was it? And he wasn't a financial advisor. He was an investment advisor. And I really don't know the big difference between them, but it's pretty legit. People actually really didn't like me, like him though. He didn't seem the best, but I definitely tried with that one. Let's see what else is going on. I do want to jump into these GameStop numbers on Fintel, GME. Take another sip. Before I take a sip, welcome everybody. Please consider liking the video. Let's get some visibility. We need people to know that we're gonna diamond hands. We're gonna hold strong, and we're gonna do what we can. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to cover all this content as soon as possible, as soon as it hits, just to bring you guys the most up-to-date information. Okay, looking at GameStop over here. Short volume ratio 22%. Short shares availability pretty low, 800,000. And look at this. So here's this is this is one of the reasons I wanted to talk about GameStop. Look at the short borrow fee rate, 0.90. I wish I had AMC still up. Ooh, AMC's right here. Let's compare these. 3.70, 0.90. And meanwhile, GameStop is still rising. You know what I mean? They're on a good run. We can do it. It's just I just feel like for AMC, it's not their time just yet. It's coming, and you don't want to miss the boat, okay? But it's just gonna take a second, and I think with all these new things going on, quadruple witching, DTCC rule, and all that kind of stuff, I think that the time is going to be very soon, and I think GameStop's time is now and still to come. If AMC, I mean, if GameStop went up to 1,500 within the next week, I would say, you know what, I anticipated that. I really did. Especially with their momentum, they've been doing a great job, and I'm happy for those guys. And I talk to them like they're a separate person. I don't really have any positions in GameStop. I had put everything in AMC before any of this happened. So I was just like, I've just been holding for a long time. And that's that. Let's take a look at I Borrowed Desk on GME. I think it'll be the same, but just to double check it. 0.9, 750. Yeah, about the same. Yeah, so they probably were around there. Number around there, so that's okay. No problem at all. Okay, so Blake says, let me ask this. Since all of this is a mind game, and if everyone had a specific date in mind, why wouldn't these long whales want to speed up the process and keep less fingers in the pie? Also, they would like to catch crazy intrinsic value on their contract options. Long whales wants to speed up the process. That's a good question. I mean, I can't really say what they're thinking, but here's the deal. It's not really up to them. I mean, short of it's kind of tricky to explain, but let me try my best. With that DTCC rule, right? That would essentially force them. Let's say those long whales did drive up the price for whatever reason, and they drove it up to, let's say AMC, for example, drove it up to $50 or $100, right? With that DTCC rule, it's essentially like a margin call where those shorts would be forced to cover within 1 hour of being requested to. Now, if they cover within that 1 hour of being requested to, then yes, that could really trigger some kind of momentum. And that's what I'm hoping for with the DTCC rule, but at the very least with that quadruple witching. I'm hoping that as they start to cover their positions, they'll be forced to. But right now what's happening is they were supposed to cover. They've been supposed to cover. But they're doing the failure to deliver, the FTDs, and they're not delivering when they're supposed to. And then this is the part that people are saying. So potentially, what they try to do, and what people are thinking is they artificially bring down the price, bring the price down with high frequency trades, and then what they do is they try to cover some positions down here. And whether that's true or not, it's really hard to say. A lot of volume. There's a good amount of like 3 million in this bar right here. Who knows? But another theory is they're just trying to. One of my theories is they're just trying to mess with us. They don't want to go down quietly. They don't want to go down easy. I don't blame them. We're messing with their money, but they got greedy. They got greedy, and they're getting burned. They're going to continue to get burned, and I'm sorry about it. Like. You can't take those odds. Remember, and this was explained to me really well. That when the stock was at $2, the most they could make on the stock was $2 per share, because you can only short it to 0, and that's it. You're not going to make infinite gains on a short position going from $2 to 0. Okay, all you can make is $2 per share, and they were shorting over 100% of the float, or whether it was them alone, 140% of the total shares available. There were it was 100. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. It was over 140% short volume float available. Okay, so essentially what's happening is they were shorting more shares than were actually available for the company. They were counting on it to go bankrupt, and at $2, they already look how long GameStop was going down. I'm gonna pull up GME stock over here. So going to a 5-year. Oh gosh, this is kind of ruining everything. I don't know if I can pull up this chart on Yahoo Finance. I don't know why I'm not just pulling it up elsewhere. Chart. And let's look at it on the 5-year. You know what? Webull is great. Let's use Webull. GME, we're already on GME. Let's look at the 5-year. And let's bring it back here, okay? So this is over here, 2015 to 2019. And so this is what's been happening. For 5 years, this is also why, well, I was going to say this is why I didn't buy into AMC, or to GME. I saw GME over here, and silly me, didn't buy it because I didn't like their chart. They were going down for 5 years. I really didn't see what, I wasn't looking at all the right numbers like Roaring Kitty was, or Deep Effing Value. He saw, I saw this, and he saw the short, how much they were shorted. They were shorted more than ever should have been possible, and he was like, you know what? If this stock goes up, those guys are screwed. And he said, you know what? I'm going to talk about it. He talked about it. Remember, he was in since 2019, so he lost a lot of money, but then he gained more than I'm sure he ever thought he would. But anyways. This is how much the shorts. Now, granted, I don't know when the shorts got in exactly, but here, you know, if they weren't so greedy, and this is what got them caught in the beginning. This is why they got in so much trouble. I say trouble, but this is why it's totally legal to short. You can short. It's not legal to short more than the percentage of shares available. That's where those naked shares come in, because these market makers just giving them shares because it's like, sure, why not, or whatever the reasoning are. But you know, let's say they've been shorting it for years. Let's say from 30 to, you know, and they're still shorting. But, you know, from $30 to $3 or even $5. I mean, you can't be happy with all that money per share. Like, that's where the greed kicked in. Not only did they short it, they were trying to short it into bankruptcy to recoup those extra $2 or $3. They were doing it. They were being so greedy with it that they did it with more shares than were possible, and that's why they're getting burned so bad, and that is why they're gonna get screwed. They really were too greedy, and that messed them up. It was not the right play for them. They should have covered sooner, but they got greedy. From my understanding, they doubled down on some of these positions, writing it down, and there's some weird things, some plays that they really shouldn't have made. I'm sure a lot of people got fired, or who knows what happens in that industry. But it's absolutely wild. Okay, it's so crazy. Let me take a sip of water. That was a long explanation, but I think it's super important to make sure that everyone understands exactly what's going on and why this is important and what the big deal is with this stuff. You know, that's why they're trying to get out of their position. That is why they're trying to mess with us and everything. And they're, in my head, they're just spiteful, you know. And I can't blame them for being so angry and trying to get back at us. But they're going to try to pull us with them. They're going to try to pull us down with them, or take a few of us, or take what they can and get us out. All right. I'll take a sip of water. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate everybody here. I love covering this kind of content. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like, that really helps give visibility to the channel and really supports me. Also, consider subscribing. I love covering this stuff. I'm obviously extremely passionate about it. It's a big deal to me, and I'm trying to bring you the latest news as soon as possible. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Someone said they have called TD Ameritrade, and they said the short interest on AMC is 19%. That's a good point. You know, back to these Fintel numbers. Again, like I said earlier, you know, these numbers could be fake. I don't know how these numbers are generated. For all I know, they're pulling them from one market maker, and there are however many out there, and this is just one person's fee, or maybe it's the average, or who knows what it is. This could be a lot of different things, but it's important to understand that this might not be accurate. If it's not accurate, then that's a possibility. Unfortunately, we are limited in I'm limited in my resources for how to check this. Now, I don't know what kind of I don't know why TD Ameritrade would give away the short interest. I don't know how they're calculating the interest. I don't know if that's just their firm's interest. There's a lot of questions about that. So if that is actually the truth, I would love to. I mean, Jessica, if you make a call or something, I don't know if I'm really allowed to call TD Ameritrade since I don't trade with them. But if I were to, that could be pretty interesting. And if you make that call and record it or something, you want to share it with me, I'd be happy to share it on the stream and just take a look at it, because that could be extremely interesting. But that would still leave the question, is that just TD Ameritrades or how does that go? Let's see. The short borrow rate for new shorts is actually 15.37. The number of on Fintel is actually the short number for existing shorts to hold their position. That's actually extremely interesting. I would love to know where you're getting that, or if where you can see the that 15.37%. I'd be curious, Eric, if you can either tweet it at me or something. I would love to look at that. I think that'd be super interesting. Hey, thanks for the sub, Wyatt. I appreciate it so much. I'm doing my best to just cover as much of this stuff as I can and just kind of talk through it with you guys. I don't know everything. I appreciate everyone just sharing their information with me. I can only share so much. I can only share what information is presented to me. I know I do have some people in here. Just that know, and like I said, it's a community. I can't do it by myself, and I appreciate all the support and all of the information, and I really appreciate it. So Jay says, how will SSR affect GME tomorrow? So remember, short sale rule affects GME if they can only short on the upticks. They can't short on the downticks, and that's essentially what it does. So granted, we've seen the SSR rule and the stock continues to plummet. Now, I don't know if their system still allows them to trade on the downticks and they trade on it anyways and it just drops the price further, or maybe they don't care. I don't know how their systems work, but the SSR rule, unfortunately to me, while it is a good little, makes you feel a little bit better, to me, I've seen the stock continue to go down while the SSR rule is in effect. So unfortunately, it's not going to really be my favorite part of the day. Just to be completely honest, I'm not sure if it's supposed to work better, but I've still seen the stock just plummet while the SSR is in effect. Yep, Blake, you're right. They can only short on the upticks. When is the recount of AMC going to be done? I'm not sure when it'll actually be done, and I'm not sure. From my understanding, they're trying to count them for the May 4th meeting. Now, again, I don't know what happens if they, let's say they see these outstanding shares, right? How do we know that they know that those outstanding shares are coming from the hedge funds? Do they count the investors on these trading platforms like Robinhood or Webull or all these other things first? Or do they start with the institutions and then, are we going to be left out? I don't know how they add up those numbers. There's a lot of questions that, people love to talk about these numbers, but they're missing these details. And that's the part that kind of bothers me about some of these YouTubers is they're not talking about that. They just want to say, yeah, they have to count it. But okay, but how are they actually counting it? And that's something that I pride myself on being transparent, because I don't know how they count it. For all I know, they're going to count it and they're going to see, oh my gosh, there's more shares that are here than are available. So how do they know who to go after? Unless every single share has a name tag to it, which I'm sure it probably does. And then you have to see, are those shares actually being does the system just need to catch up because everything's trading so fast? Are some systems running slower than others? Did someone actually accidentally give somebody extra shares, and which causes a naked position, or what? There are a lot of questions that need to be answered. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't have that answer. That's why it's so important for the SEC to look into this, and all these other people to look into this, to make sure that they understand what's going on. Because this is not something to just, mess around with. This stuff is a big deal. And it's going to cost a lot of people a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Yeah, Dante. So if the trading rule is if they go under, if the stock at any point in the day drops 10%, then they're put on the SSR list. SSR being short sale rule, where they can only short on the upticks, not the downticks. Okay. Again, I already talked about how I feel about that. So that's that. Did AMC and GameStop tick? Are they both on the SSR, or is it just one? Check my Twitter, sent a pic. Let me take a look. Wait, Jessica? Is it the same Jessica? All right, just bear with me here 1 second, guys. All right, I'm gonna take a look while I wait for this. Profile, choose replies. Where'd you send it? Yo, I'm so terrible with this stuff. Okay, I'm having a hard time finding my friend. We're gonna have to look at it in just a second. Let's see what else is going on here. Mike, that's a good point. You know, and I know I was giving that crazy example of who are they going to blame whenever the shares are short or whatever. And so his question is, he sees a market cap was 370 million, and Aaron said something along or Aaron, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, Aaron. said like 450 million or something. Right. So again, those additional what is that 80 million shares, those are theoretically the naked positions, the naked shorts. And how in the world, okay, no SSR for the AMC, how in the world is it? That's a lot of shares. Here's the deal. If there was maybe a million or a few million, okay. But for there to be 80 million outstanding shares that should not be in the mix, that's a big deal. That is a big, big deal. Those are big numbers, and the SEC needs to jump in and look at what's going on, and they need to fix this. This is not okay. This is not okay. You know, it's going to be a lot of money. So what's your take on AMC? Do you think something will happen by 319? I have 14 long positions. Nice. 319, you know, that seemed to be the consensus. If you've been around for a little bit, I don't really like to give dates. I do like milestones. 319 is a great milestone for us to hold strong to through that entire week. It's going to be a lot of volatility. Volatility not necessarily meaning an increase, but according to that, the quadruple witching, you know, it can lead to gains in the market right here. Okay, and that could be so great. That could be incredible. Kimber, did you see Warner Media's deal with AMC? I absolutely did not. Warner Media, AMC. Let's see what that's about. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? I don't have a membership on Wall Street Journal. Sorry about it. Theater's giant deal with studio may include break with film fee rentals. I don't know what Warner Media is. This is old. This is old. Is this one old? 7 hours ago, but unfortunately I can't access it. With Big Stock Award. Let's see what this is about. This could be huge. Warner Media CEO Jason Kilar's 2020 pay package totaled $52 million deal with Big Stock Award. Does this have anything to do with AMC? Of the proxy so far, AMC Entertainment awarded CEO Adam Aaron. I don't know how to say that. Is it Aaron or Aaron? Anyways, a $21 million package for 2020, more than double the year before, on a $14 million stock award and $5 million bonus for helping steer the company through the pandemic. Yesterday, AMC reported a net loss of $4.6 billion through the year. Okay, I'm not sure if I missed something important here. It seems like I did. If anyone knows what what the big deal is here, it seems like they're doing some kind of like Killer joined Warner Media. Oh, they launched HBO Max. Okay, so are you saying that they might launch another like kind of streaming platform with AMC or something? The only thing is, there are too many streaming platforms. Like, it'll be great for the stock, I suppose, but man, at some point we're going to be back to basically paying the same amount for cable, which is why streaming platforms were so popular at the beginning. It's like, dang, I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I need to, dang, geez, please help me. I'm not sure if your name is Mergim or Mergim. You guys ever think there's more to the market than AMC? No, not really. No, I'm just playing, guys. I think it's important to diversify. I've said this before. Right now, is that we're in a very, 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 very unique situation where, in my opinion, we have the closest thing to a sure thing a lot of us will ever get. A lot of us will ever get. So that's why I'm all in on AMC, because in my opinion, it's a sure thing. And don't do as I say, but that's my personal opinion. I don't know if we can really. If I personally don't think I can lose on this. I've had I have two other people in my office that I work with that they think I'm crazy. They absolutely disagree with me on the stance of AMC, but I've done my research, I've done my homework, and I really anticipate that this stock is going to be $25, $30 stock by the end of the year without the squeeze. That's worst case scenario, $25 to $30, and that's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. All right, let's see what else we got going in the chat. While I find another message to answer. This is a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for all your questions, and I'm glad we can talk through this. I know a lot of people have the same questions, so I know some of the questions to you might seem a little. I see lack of confidence for some of you guys. Just like, I know this is a silly question, or you answered this already. I think it's important to go over these topics. I think it's important for people to know what is going on. So thank you all for your questions. If you're new, welcome. Consider liking the video. Let's get Let's get the knowledge out there. We need people to see this visibility, and consider subscribing, guys. I've been covering this stuff. I go live basically every night at around 7:30 Central, and I'd love to have you. Mike, so yeah, Mike says Hedgie should have to pay for those 80 million shares. Yes, and that's what a lot of people are anticipating that's going to happen. That's why this count is so important. March 19th is important. All of this stuff, because they're going to have to pay for those shares. And basically, if you think about it, I just thought about this. Technically, they're just going to have to put $80 million, or not $80 million, $80 million times whatever the cost of the share is, just into the stock. Can you imagine what is 80 million times? Let's just do 10. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. 80 million times 10. I guess you just add 800 million. Can you imagine $800 million being flooded into AMC, for example? I don't even know what that would do. What is that? I'd be so curious to know what that stock would go to, with $80 million just being flooded into the to the stock. That would be insane. Let's see where we are here. Who was next? Who was next? Okay, so Kimber says it's a deal with Warner Brothers, or who are these guys called again? Warner Media. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I keep losing it. It's a deal with. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. This chat is going too crazy. Okay, well, it's basically a deal where they'll deal with for their movies going forward. Okay, so I mean, I wonder what they're going to do with the movies, if they're going to put them on some kind of platform, or if they're going to put them somewhere. That'd be crazy. Just got out of work. What's going on with GameStop? Is it going up tomorrow? Steven, that's a great question. No one can really tell. Obviously, a lot of people are bullish on the stock. Looks like it's consolidating a little bit. It does look pretty good. I wonder if I can even draw a trend line on here. Let's see if I try to draw a trend line, if we'll actually get anything at all. Oh my gosh, please let me draw. I hate it. 1 second, I gotta move this. Will it just let me click on here? No, it's not going to let me click. Come on, man. Okay. For now, this is just... Sorry about this, guys. So we're here. It won't let me grab it. Can we get a trend line in here? No. Terrible trend line. Okay, if we were to touch these points... You know, not my favorite trend line. It was kind of a pain to put this on here. But if this... You know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4... maybe 5 points. So not bad. It may have broken out of that descending level of resistance. And granted, this is the after hours, but you know, remember in the mornings, it typically goes up. Notice the trend here. This is the pre-market in the morning. It typically goes up a little bit. Back here, pre-market typically goes up. So I do like the mornings. The pre-market for the mornings for GameStop have been very favorable. It's been great. So hopefully that continues. I'd love it. See what else we got going on here. Michael says 800 million is a super low ball since the price will rise as they start to cover. Michael, that is an excellent point. You are 100% correct. You're 100% correct. Unless people start to sell. If that price starts going up, people are going to start to sell. Let's take a look. Actually, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Let's take a look at something that's very important. We're going to go to GameStop. We're going to go to, let's look at the 3-month, and then let's get in here. Okay, I want to get in here. And I want to look at the 1-day chart, and now I'm sure that's going to mess me up. We're looking for January 27th. Let's go back to January 20. Whoa. Oh, it's in GameStop and we're looking for 2021. I'm in the wrong year, my friends. Here we go. So that's so important. So remember, as they start to cover the positions, the price goes up. Take a look here. Okay, this is $40 on the 21st, January 21st, $40. January 22nd, $60. January 25th, $100 essentially. January 26th, $150 is what we'll say. We'll just give it to it. January 27th, $356, $350 we'll say. And then January, look, guys, like it takes time. And that's why it's so important to hold, because as while you sell, they're going to continue to they'll buy the shares at that lesser price instead of continuing. That's why it's so important to hold, because as this goes up, they're going to have to continue to buy their shares at the current price, okay? And that's super important to keep in mind. So that's a great point. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Insight, he says, Corey, do you follow, or is it a buy? Do you follow Trey's Trades? Yes, Trey's Trades. He's actually, I'm not gonna lie, he inspired me to start this channel. I love him, but in my opinion, his videos were a little too long, and his videos are, but you know, he covers he does such a fantastic job. I love his energy. That guy is, man, if you guys ever see me on any kind of live stream or anything with Trey's Trade, just know I'm in a dream right there, because that would be incredible for me. So yeah, I do look up to that guy. What else do we have going on? So people talking about hedge funds want to play with their money in your mind. Yeah, guys, keep that in mind. You know, there's going to be a lot of volatility. These guys want to play with your mind. These guys are not your friends. They're not here to help you. They're not anything. These guys are here to mess with you and take your money and trick you into selling. They're going to do stunts like this to trigger your market sells. And actually, I'm going to bring this point up one more time while we have a bunch of people here. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart. They're going to try to trigger your stop losses and make you cover. Whether you are, they're going to try to just trigger and make you get out. Not cover, make you get out. And if you get out, and imagine if your stop loss is here at 230, you're going to have to buy back in at 260. Okay? Keep that in mind. That is big. And this volatility, they're trying to shake people out of their positions. Okay? And I'm sure they got a bunch of people. I'm sure, however much of this was, and remember, they're buying the information from Robinhood. Robinhood, they're over 50% of their business is selling the information to these hedge funds. Whether I don't know how many exactly hedge funds, but for sure they're selling to Citadel. Citadel is their largest company. I don't know what Citadel does with the information. I don't know how their structure is business wise. For all I know, they have several hedge funds under them, but they're just kind of saying, hey, if you guys can get the price to 250, then it's going to trigger a million. What's it called? A million. I always forget the dang word. A million stop losses. It's going to trigger all these stop losses, and you guys are going to do a great job. So for all I know, that's what's happening. That's very, maybe I feel like, I'm telling you, I feel like a conspiracy theorist. This is not who I am. But unfortunately, there's a lot of ticks against them. A lot. I'm going to get back to the chat. Thank you again, everybody, for joining. I appreciate everybody being here. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like, that really helps me with that YouTube algorithm, getting this video seen. We need people to know what they're up to, what these hedge funds are up to. I do also have a video pinned that I just released. It's talking about the market manipulation of what's happening. I'll probably get into that again, but be sure to share that. Wall Street Bets, Reddit, share it on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, and it essentially is letting them know what these hedge funds are doing, what to look out for, and to be careful. Have your plan ready. Know what you're gonna do, because if this drops down, I'll tell you what. If this drops down to under 200 again, I'm buying in. I will buy in, because that's a fire sale. That is on sale, and I would love to get in on. Well, I don't know if I have any money, but I'll try to buy in, because I would love to get in. This is a big deal, a very big deal. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see what's going on. Oh man, thank you guys for the support. I'm over here ranting. I'm getting a lot of support in the chat, guys. I appreciate all of you, man. I really appreciate all of you. Tom, I do have a video on, or do I have a video on Sens? I don't know. I'm trying to make a bunch of content. I don't have a video on PTLR. Actually, I do have a poll on my channel. If you go to my channel, I don't know if you have to be subscribed or what it is. I did release a poll. Let me see if I can find it. There should be a poll somewhere on my channel where it says vote for your favorite stock or what you want to see, and that should help. Where do I find it? Oh gosh, I don't even know, guys. So embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll have to look where my poll is, but I should have a poll on here somewhere. So take a look. Take a look somewhere. Take a look for it. Analytics of time. All right. Sorry, I can't seem to find it right now, but I do have a poll somewhere on my channel, so may want to look for that. Nick, I understand what you're saying, my friend. I appreciate your input. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, so really quick to touch on what my video says, because it's important for you guys to know, and it's important for you guys to, in my opinion, just share that video, man. And again, I know it sounds so lame, like I'm trying to promote my own stuff, but I don't see anybody with a video like that just yet. And well, granted, I mean the stuff from the AMC stock right here is pretty new. It was, well, now it's 6 hours ago. Before, it was like just a few hours old when I had made that. So I think I was the first with the video. But anyways, so here's what's happening. As of 10 minutes ago, this was posted. This was pinned by the mods on this AMC stock subreddit. Granted, it's a smaller subreddit, but I think it's still relevant, and you'll see why. As of about 10 minutes ago, I pulled our live chat down on the subreddit. It's being spammed with all sorts of content that is in serious violation of Reddit's rules: extreme racism, LGBTQ hate, gore mentions, etc. I'm hearing whispers from other subs and other content creators that there's malicious actions being taken against both AMC and both the AMC and GME ape community, and it looks to be coordinated. We were hit at the same time as the other subreddits started reporting it. So what's happening is there's some weird stuff happening. I can't say who it is, but again, my conspiracy theory, here we go. Who has something to gain by trying to get these subs banned? Remember, if they violate Reddit's rules, not the subreddit rule, if they violate Reddit's overall rules, the subreddit will get banned. And it's scary stuff. So the mods, remember, I don't think these guys are paid, and these mods are doing so good. I think they're all volunteers, and they're working so dang hard. So make sure we give them some love and some credit if you guys see one, or I know people like to do mod appreciation. If anyone does a mod appreciation post, I appreciate them. I really appreciate. If you've ever tried posting on Wall Street Bets, you know it's impossible. But I would love to do a mod appreciation if I could, because I know these guys are working hard. But what this is saying to me is there's some weird stuff going on. This is so sketchy. I don't know. It's just weird. Another thing we saw, Trace Trades. If anyone follows him, I'm sure a lot of people do. He's been posting. He posts several posts today about people impersonating him. There's a Twitter account. There's a Webull account, basically saying AMC's a dead cat. There's a lot of different things. So we have to be careful with that stuff. We have to be super duper careful. Steven says, my call for tomorrow is down $800. My friend, I have been there. It does not feel good. I really know that. But you know what? We have to be super careful with options. I usually like to buy options super close to being in the money. And for all I know, you're at $11 or something. You're right there. But I know it's rough, man, to be so close, but still be so far down. So I wish you luck, my friend. Hopefully tomorrow's a good day, and we're up. Let's see. Chan has an idea. Here's my idea. After the AMC recount of shares is done, hedges will try to short as much as possible. But if the people just keep on buying and selling, and not selling, we're going to move the price up. Right? Yeah. So these guys are going to cover. So as they cover, and I'm curious what's going to happen with GameStop, because as we know, they kind of dropped, and so theoretically, and here's the deal: we're not fools. We know that there's two sides of this. For all we know, the hedges, or whoever, they buy here, and then they buy short positions. They artificially short it down, or artificially high frequency trade it down, and then that's it. They make money on the way down also. There's like double dipping. But granted, I don't know how much money they gain versus how much money they lose. I guess it depends on how confident they are in the play. There's a lot of different factors that go into that. That's something they could possibly be doing. And you best believe, if GameStop hits $1,000, they're just going to short the stock again, and they're going to try to make that money. So, I'm so curious to know what's going to happen with GameStop. I'll tell you what, when it was holding at 50, I was very impressed. I'm like, dang, I don't think this stock is going to ever go below 50 again, because it was just holding so strong. So that may be the new bottom for GameStop, $50, and maybe it'll just continue to go up. I really don't know what the stock is going to trade at. I'll show you something that blew my mind. We looked at this the other day. You guys know Chipotle? Look what their stock is trading at. $1,400 for Chipotle stock. You kidding me? That's insane. Now, granted, I know this sounds crazy. They're just like and I don't want to say they're just a food company. I do love Chipotle, and I'm sure there's a lot of factors, market cap, this, that, the other, that go into it. But that's a high value for Chipotle, and just in my small brain. Just looking at it, it's just crazy how some of these stocks work and what they trade out, what they're valued at, all this good stuff. And that's that. GameStop is hard to kind of compare. I can't really think of anything that you can compare it to, Hopefully they do, and I hope they use their newfound support for good, and I hope they really branch into being either a true online store. I think they're exploring some of these, and like a true online store. I hope they branch it, maybe some kind of Steam or something kind of platform. It'd be hard to penetrate that market, but they need to try something, and I think that'll help. And the reason why I say I wish there was something I could compare it to, and while this is a terrible comparison, this is not the proper way to compare a stock or anything. Looking at IMAX at $23, wow, $23.38, and Cinemark at $23.88. For you to tell me AMC, which is the largest theater chain in America, is not a $20 stock is just, it's kind of crazy. Their earnings just came out. I'm planning on releasing a video about AMC compared to Cinemark. I've already done my first comparison, and I'm doing my second comparison soon. There were a few things that I did want to talk about, like the earnings and stuff, but I was waiting for the new earnings to come out just to see how they both did. And granted, it was in the pandemic, but we'll see. But I think it's important to just kind of compare them. I think they're the closest thing you're going to get to each other. IMAX being a little bit different, but Cinemark and AMC being pretty close. I think it's a fair comparison. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. I appreciate everybody being here. I really appreciate the support from every single person. Thank you for just watching it. Sam, I think you are confused, my friend. I don't know what in the world this guy's talking about. So do you think we can expect AMC to go down on Friday? Here's the deal. I would be prepared for anything. I would be prepared for it to drop. Here's the deal. Where do I think it'll drop? I have a line of support here around $9. And realistically, it looks like we have pretty good support here, as you can see. Just continuing that support. I do. Here's the deal. Of course they're going to try to drive the price down. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? They're gonna try it. And we need to be mentally prepared for that kind of play. We really do just need to be prepared for them to do something like that, because it's possible. They're going to try to mess with us. Now, question is it going to rally? Are we going to have our big institutional, hedge funds or whatever, whoever's long on AMC, bullish on it? Are we going to have them step in and kind of help out? Honestly, as long as it expires over $10 tomorrow, I'm happy. And I'm happy because let's take a look at these call options again. Where are my call options for 312? These call options. So $10 was the big one right here. 26,000. Whoops, wrong one. Now it loaded. Oh, still 26,000. 26,000 at $10. These are 26,000 times 100, 2.6 million additional shares. Now remember, it's not only that. It's 23 contracts. So remember, one contract is 100 shares. 2.3 million shares plus 1.8 million shares plus all of these numbers right here in this column. They are all going to be added times 100, and that is the amount of total shares that will have to be purchased if they expire. And remember, this is just the beginning. This is, if it goes up on Friday and the beginning of next week, I will continue to hold because I'm still bullish on the stock, because it's going to continue to go up at the very least until the quadruple witching on 319. This is what we've been talking about right here. At the $10 strike price on 319, this is 50,000 contracts. That is over 5 million shares in just that one alone. Remember, 5 million shares, 1.2 million shares, 1.8 million shares adding up. Those are all added up along with all of these. Look, 1.6 million shares, tens of millions of shares will have to be purchased on this date. And remember, if this number continues to go up, we're hitting more of these call options in the strike price. Look at that, $15, 3.8 million shares that would have to be purchased. This is huge. These are big numbers, and that could be so great. Brando, can't the stock essentially run out of stock if stocks to buy everyone holds? That's what's going on. So I don't have is it Ortex? I don't have the Ortex numbers, but the utilization of the stock is essentially at or near 100%, meaning everything has been purchased, right? Now, granted, but remember, that doesn't even matter with these hedge funds. They're able to buy these naked calls. So the market makers are just or naked shares. The market makers are just selling them shares even though they don't have it. And that is causing more shares to be in existence than actually exist. That's why people are so excited about AMC counting the shares. It's important. It's a big deal. And as they count the shares, people are anticipating that they're going to have to cover. They're going to have to say, wait a second, you don't have these shares. Why does it say you have shares whenever we're already at capacity? You're not allowed to own these shares. You need to pay us for these shares right now. You need to get out of here, or we're going to go to the SEC. And that's how I imagine that conversation going. Something along there, frankly. Okay, so let's see. Right, so I'm seeing a lot of numbers saying Fintel interest is wrong on AMC. I'm with you guys. I know that Fintel can be fudged. I know it can be kind of not really real. Now, I would love to see. I'm seeing a lot of 15%, 14%. I would love to know where these numbers are coming from. I see 14.8%. So I would love to know where. Check other sites. You see, here's the thing. I checked. What is this site called? Or does this one even show? Or is it I borrowed desk? See, these guys are pretty similar. I borrow desk. The number is not exactly the same, but it's kind of similar to what this is. Let's look at another thing. I appreciate you guys saying to check other resources. Let me see what other resource I can. Anybody have a website where I can check the short interest? Oh, not short interest. What am I looking for? The AMC short. I forgot the term now. Short borrow fee rate. Then again, this is probably just going to take me to the same dang website. Yeah, sure enough. Does this guy have a link? I borrow desk. Report AMC. I think I was already on there. Already been on there. Yep, 3.7. Well, I would love to see where you guys are getting these numbers. I don't think Ortex will show it to me unless I pay, right? No, I don't have an account. Utilization. What's company? AMCX. Ooh, trying to trick me, man. I'm not trying to look at AMCX. That's another thing that these news people have been doing. I used up my free page. Oh my gosh. Why does this happen? That's all right. I didn't know I get a free page. Better luck next time. Let me think of how I can do this. That's okay. But yeah, from my understanding, oh gosh, what was I saying? Anyways, the short bar fee rate, yeah. So I would love to see another resource if anybody has one. As for so I hope it is that 15%, 14, 15%, that'd be great. And it's very possible. Remember, we've seen that hedge funds can report incorrect numbers, or whoever can report incorrect numbers, and they're slapped with a small fine of like $120,000. It's happened before. I'm sure it won't be the last time. If that's their only penalty, remember they're losing millions. Like, I think it's every single day, and that's the way it is. That's the way it's going down. What software is that? If you're looking at this software right here, this is Webull. This is Webull. It's version 4 for the desktop. I do have I should have a link in the description of the video. If you want to use it, cool. If not, that's cool. But if you use the link, you get 2 free stocks. If you deposit $100, I also get a free stock. But I'm not too worried about that. It's a great platform. Absolutely love it. There's my boss actually. He pays good amount of money for a different platform. I don't know what it's called, but it's like he pays a lot of money for it. And it's basically the same thing. I think you can do a little more things. It's a little more customizable with algorithms, but man, this has everything. I can look at options, profile, like with what they do, when they were listed, stuff like that. I can look at the financials, institutional ownership, news, just everything, analysts. So it's great. I love it. Great platform. Mitch, I did see that an adult site, or I did hear that an adult site purchased a lot of shares of AMC. However, I was not able to verify it. I tried looking at the institutional ownership, but I don't think I could find them. Chan, I'm with you, my friend. Chan says I'm holding 5,000 shares of AMC, and I'm not going to sell them anytime soon. AMC just started their engine to drive their business. Fundamentally, reasonable share price would be around $30 to $45 if the business is 100%. Guys, I agree with that sentiment. 100, I really do. I've been saying this for a while. Everything's closed. They're really not even fully open yet. I think they're actually. I saw a tweet or something on Reddit where well, this is crazy, but I guess someone overheard the CEO talking to someone on the phone, and they said that next Friday they're going to open California theaters. And granted, this was like the craziest thing I've ever heard. So as far as how this was sourced, but if it's true, man, that could be huge news, especially on that Friday. And remember, AMC CEO, they want the stock to go up. It's literally, it benefits him directly with the amount of pay that he gets with for that stock to go up, the like bonus he'll receive. So absolutely could be possible that they're saving that bombshell for Friday to absolutely drive the price. So could be great, could be insane. Quest Trade, okay. I don't think I have access to Quest Trade. Quest Trade. I think I have to have an account, right? March 3rd. Short borrow fee DD. I wonder if this. I tell you, man, Wall Street bets, they'll get you. You can't post anything on there. It's impossible. It is absolutely impossible. Quest Trade. Okay. Oh, March 1st. Anyone? I bet it could be, well, that's not too helpful. Well, who knows? We'll have to check. We will have to check. One more time, I know I keep telling everybody, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everybody. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like, that really helps me. We're almost at 100 likes. That'd be pretty legit. And if you wouldn't mind dropping even subbing, I'm trying to cover this stuff. I'm streaming every single day, just to try to bring you guys up to speed. I'm trying to also release a video every single day, at least one. But it's streaming takes a long time. It takes a lot of time. I want to have a little bit of direction of which way I'm going. But either way, I just support. I just appreciate everybody being here. It means a lot to me. Yes, he said options next week are cray. Yeah, man, the options next week are insane. Let's take a look at what they look for GameStop. I've been so selfish on. Let's do GME here. Man, I'm curious what these are looking like. Let's see. No, come on, man. Wait, what? Oh, it wasn't loading for me. I was so confused. Oh, the 100th like. I appreciate it, guys. Man, that was awesome. That was quick. Okay, so let's take a look. We're gonna take a look at show all. We'll have them like this. Good. So this is for 3/12. This is only this Friday. So this Friday, oh my gosh, we have to remember these are smaller numbers, but they just continue, and not as many as I thought. Let's see what it would be for next for the 19th. This one is where I'm anticipating to see big numbers. Why aren't they such big numbers? Well, then again, this stock has been all over the place. I wonder if they're higher up here. 30. Okay, I don't know who bought 30,000 contracts at an $800 strike price. Holy smokes! Somebody, and here's the deal: this many contracts. That's either someone with a lot of money or that's an institution who knows something that we don't know, because that's a lot of contracts. That's a heck of a lot of contracts. That's a whole lot. Man. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm very curious to know what's going to happen with these two stocks. I guess I am a little more favorable for AMC just because I do have those shares. And I'm not going to lie, this is the 19th. Oops. For the 19th, this is looking fantastic. This 50,000 right here is it gets me a little excited. Super Jaws, I appreciate this question. It's a great question. Is setting my sell limit at 800, or I'm sorry, at 1,000 for my AMC shares feasible possibilities for hedges paying that come the 19th? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know why? Because what they have to do is they have to pay the amount we're willing to sell at. If we were in a perfect world, let's say I owned every single share of AMC. Or no. Let's say between me and Water Bottle over here, I own half the shares. He owns half the shares. If I hold, and it's basically me versus him in a way, because if I hold until 1,000 and I sell at 1,000, and if I have a sell limit at 1,000, he has one at 2,000. I win. You know what I mean? All my sales, all my things are going to be sold first, my shares, and then he'll get, and then, but let's say okay, let's change it up a little bit. Let's say I have 20% of the shares, and he has 80% of the shares. My strike or my sell limit at 1,000 will get filled first, and then let's say they're trying to buy 50% of the stock, so I'll get just my 20% filled up first, and then they'll go to him with the remainder. So it's super important to keep that in mind. $1,000 is what people are saying because they have to buy it at that price. If no one is selling, this is why they're saying diamond hands. The longer you hold, the higher the price is going to go because they need to find someone that's willing to sell. Any transaction on the entire stock market has a buyer and a seller. That's important to know. If there's not a seller, then there's not a buyer. There's not a buyer. There's not a seller. Two people have to agree on a price in order for that to happen. Now, the reason why, so you're probably asking, okay, well, why would the hedge funds agree on $1,000? Because they won't have a choice. They're going to be forced to cover, and you're going to choose the price that they have to cover at. You will. 100%. So that's why it's so important to hold. Now, let's say, no one had access to the internet one day, so no one's watching the price go up and no one's getting scared like, oh, I'm just going to pull profits. If everyone had a limit sell of $1,000, no one looked at their phone or their computer or whatever for hours while these hedges are starting to cover, that price would run up 100%. 100%. It's a very important thing to understand. So this is a good question. A sell. I think, I don't know if it's directed at me, but it says, where is your sell? I don't have a sell limit set on AMC currently. And that's because I know I'm just going to hold. Granted, that's not the best reason. People say, so Mike, you won't take 500? I'll tell you what. If you were a hedge fund and you said, will you take 500? I said, dude, all the stuff you've done to me, no, I will not take 500. You can give me 1,000, or you can explain to the SEC why you're naked shorting. That's what I would tell you. That's it. That's what I would tell you. That's a good point. Nicolopoulos, they said, also, if anyone is on Fidelity, you're going to have to chase the price to hit a high amount so you can set your price. That's true. Some of these people, depending on your brokerage, it will not let you set, like, for example, AMC at $10. Currently, you can't set a sell order at $1,000. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Yeah, Jan, I know not having my sell limit is ballsy, but you know what? I'm gonna hold. Let me continue to hold. Here's the deal: I held whenever it was at the top. I wrote it all the way down. I wrote it all the way up and all the way back down, because at $20. Here's the deal: if I think the stock is going to be worth $20 at the end of the year, $20, $30, I'm not going to sell at $20 or $30. Like, not at all. Not at all. Mike, that's a good point. Something. So remember, there was the VW squeeze of '08, and in that VW squeeze, it's a little bit different because there were, I believe, two entities, actually similar to the bottle example that I gave. Two entities, and they base, and I'm sure, I guarantee, I would bet anything that these two entities they contacted each other and they said, "Hey, what are you gonna sell at?" And that's probably what happened in the conversation. And they decided, all right, we'll sell here, and that's what made the squeeze so big. It was the Volkswagen squeeze of '08. And you can see what it looked like. Oh, no chart. Usually there's a chart around here. I wonder if these guys have one. Oh, this looks like it. VW 08. Yep. So this is what it was like. It went from, what is this about? Hard to see. This is probably 250. So maybe, I don't know, 200 or something. And it went to $1,000. It was pretty freaking huge. And that's what happened. The Infinity Squeeze is, I guess, is what it's called. I didn't know it was called Infinity Squeeze. But hedge fund lose $30 billion on the VW squeeze. And that's what happened. And remember, it was Porsche. So it was Porsche. So it was the VW. Porsche was one of the people holding it. And I'm trying to think of somebody else. There was like somebody else holding. I really don't know who the other one was, but that's what happened. It was insane. It was so crazy. And Mike, that's a great point. It was the first time. It was sorry guys, I'm trying to pull something up here. It was a lot more coordinated because they were just two entities. And that's why I think it's so important to spread the word and let people know what's going on, because that's it's just so important to let people know what's going on. This way they know, like, you set the price, you choose to hold, and you're the one who sets it up. And you're the one who sets it up. Extremely important. Hey, what's up, Diamond? Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Nicolopoulos says, don't set a sell limit. A lot of people are actually on the other side of that sell limit. They think that you should set a sell limit. I think Trey's Trades is a huge proponent of, or a huge proponent. No, I don't think that's the right word. A huge advocate of setting that what is that thing called? Setting that sell limit, just because it's so important for people to go ahead and hold, and make sure that price goes there. It sets it up. And that's that, Boy, oh boy. One second. Man, I don't know what's going on here. All right, we're looking good. Perfect. All right. I'm going to answer a few more questions. I'm probably going to head out here shortly. I just have such a good time talking with you, man. The time flies. I will be back tomorrow. I know today we really didn't look at any stocks. I do love looking at stocks, picking your favorites, and taking a look. If you guys wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, dropping a like on the video, and consider sharing that video I posted. That's pinned up there. That video is going to be so good. So important. Well, so good. It's going to be so important to making sure people understand that we do need to hold. There's some weird stuff going on, market manipulation, and the SEC needs to see this, as well as people who are just not really too confident in what's happening, and they need to really just hold. You know, it's so important, guys. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. I'm probably going to be live again tomorrow night, and maybe we'll look at a few stocks. Unless something crazy happens, I'll be happy to look at a few stocks. I can give you guys my opinion on your favorite stocks. If you are subscribed on my channel somewhere, I should have a poll. I don't know where it is, but fill it out, and the poll is essentially asking what stocks you guys want to see me cover. If the poll isn't working or it's lost, or maybe I didn't set it up right, then I'll probably ask you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna get a list, and those are gonna be the top videos that I'm gonna make for. On top of the already like news covers that I'm doing, there's going to be the top videos about companies, just kind of reviewing companies, seeing what companies I like, don't like, and which ones I think are going to make you all the most money. All right. Thank you all again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all your support, man. I really do. This community is so cool, man. It feels good. It feels good. I just appreciate all of you. So please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you all next time. All right. That's what I have for you. Man, it's so hard to say goodbye. I just want to hang out with you guys all night, but I just have to go. I have to go. Again, hey, thank you so much, Diamond Life, for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one. Maybe we can do something soon. All right. See you guys. Peace.